Hi everybody, I'm Nolan. I'm the TechDadOver55. My goal is to make technology accessible to us older folks who may not be as quite up to date as we'd like to be. I want this series to help make modern technology feel like an old friend. Today, I have a special episode for you because I'm going to show you a completely free tool that can save you hours every single week, and it's easier than sending an email. Between keeping up with family group chats, figuring out the new streaming services, and yes, sometimes decoding a letter from the doctor or insurance, there's a lot coming at us. When your kid or grandkid pours out their heart in a long message about a new job, a big move, or just life, you want to answer with something thoughtful and warm, but also something that'll make sense to them. I'm a technology guy, but my son works on nuclear submarines. No matter who we are, the next generation is and should be ahead of us. But we still want to be a part of that conversation. I can show you an easy way to do all of these things. Today I'm going to introduce you to Microsoft Copilot Chat. It's a free helper that explains things in plain English. It can help you write replies to emails. It can help you plan trips. It can help you find recipes. It can even help you decode really confusing emails, whether they come from your friends, your family, or, as often happens with me, insurance providers, whether it's my homeowner's insurance, which here in Florida changes way too often, or my medical insurance, which as I get older also changes way too often. But the best part is that this tool is available to you. You already have everything you need to use it, whether you're using it on your phone or whether you're using it on your computer. I'm going to show you how to use it on your computer. I have a browser open right now, and if you go to copilot.microsoft.com, up here in the toolbar, copilot.microsoft.com, it'll take you there. If you're on Google, you can search for Microsoft Copilot. It'll also get you here. If you are using Edge, on the far right on the top, there is a Copilot icon that I can click on as well. It'll be right next to my name. Now, you don't have to sign into this to use it, but it does help. So in order to sign in, it'll say sign in to save your conversations. If I'm doing something in here and I want to sign in, I can do it down here at the bottom. And you'll notice I can create a new account or sign in to keep conversations and generated images saved. So I'm going to click sign in. Now, if I have a Microsoft account, Hotmail, Outlook, any of those, I can use that here. If I have an Apple account, which a lot of us do because we have iPhones, I can use that. Or what most of us do is we sign in using our Google sign in the Microsoft tools. But if you've already signed into YouTube or something like that, you have a Google account. If you use Gmail like I do, you have a Google account. So I'm going to click continue with Google. I'm going to pick my email address, log in, give it my password that I will not show you guys. You will notice though that the sign in went from something that didn't have my name to now something that does. Hi Nolan, what should we dive into today? So it's already starting to get personalized. So now that it knows our name, let's actually start making friends with this thing. So what I want to do is I want to say, hello, I am a 56-year-old and I am new to this. Please help me understand what you can help me with. So all I've done is give it a question, or in this case, a statement, a request. Help me understand. And by the way, you might notice that I misspelled the word please. You'll see a lot of typos in my spelling. It happens. Copilot will see right through it. But when I click on the up arrow button, that enters my question. Now, Copilot is not a fancy search engine. It is an AI companion that's here to help you and explain what you can do with it, how to do things. It can teach you new skills. And as I'm going to show you several examples today of ways that it can simply help me save a tremendous amount of time, day to day, week to week, month to month. I use AI in my work and I use it at home. I use it everywhere now. And I'm an old school IT guy, gang. I've been in IT for more than 4 decades. I've grown up with this, but I understand how difficult it can be to embrace if this hasn't been your world. So doing something as simple as saying, hey, help me understand what you can help me with, and look at the answer it gives. Hey, I'm glad you reached out. Think of me as your all-round companion for learning, exploring, getting things done. Since you're new to this, let me paint a clear picture of what I can do for you. And it'll start answering questions, staying updated, planning and organizing, learn and practice, being creative, everyday tasks. Curious about a topic? I'll break it down. Need inspiration? I'll brainstorm ideas with you. I do that all the time on here. Looking for recommendations. It'll even give you a guided tour of its most useless. It'll give you a guided tour of its most useful features for beginners, or jump right into asking something you're curious about. It's really, really easy. Now, I'll show you one that I use far too often, unfortunately, which is something around understanding maybe a confusing email from my medical provider. I am still working. I still have to go through my annual renewals and picking my plans and all that stuff. So here's an email. I'm just copying it out of my email right now. And I put it in here, and I'm just going to say, I got the following email from my insurance, and I can't tell if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Please help me understand what this means. And then I just copy in the email. Control C, Control V, highlight the entire email, hit Control C, put your cursor in there, Control V, that'll copy it in. Now, once I've added it in, and as you see, it's kind of a lengthy email. Dear valued member, we're writing to tell you of several exciting enhancements. Enhancements usually means more money. Let's see what this says, though, because I don't know what it means right now. When I hit go, when I hit the up arrow, great question, Nolan. Insurance letters can feel overwhelming, but this isn't actually good news overall. Let me break it down in plain language. And then it gives me what this change is. So it's explaining how I can use it, how this is a good thing. These are not automatic. You only pay for them if you choose. There's a dental rider, vision. Dental I definitely need. Vision I definitely need. Hearing, I can still hear pretty well. So it's mostly good news. You'll pay less out of pocket. If you have big medical expenses, you'll save some money each month on premiums. That's awesome. See how fast and easy that was, though. That's the thing about Copilot, is it really takes complicated things and breaks them down very easily. So if you've got this one that is, if you've got an email from a doctor, a lawyer, somebody that is a professional that speaks a language you don't speak, Copilot can help you break it down into plain English and spend a lot of time telling it, hey, I don't understand this. I need your help. Talk to me like I am not a doctor but need to understand this. Talk to me like I'm not a lawyer and I need to understand this. If you ask Copilot, put those proper parameters in place, put it in the proper context, it makes all the difference in the world. Okay, one of the things that I want to show you, since we've already been dabbling in it a little bit, is showing you how to prompt or talk to Copilot. And the truth is this is what's called a natural language model, meaning I can talk to it like I would anybody else. If I'm asking a buddy of mine, hey, how's the weather? I can ask Copilot the same way. But I can also ask, hey, I'm driving from middle of Florida to North Carolina, and I need to know what the forecast is over the next 3 days and the best path to get from here to there, along with senior-friendly hotels. Well, now it's really given a task, and it's really going to work. I'm going to show you how to do exactly that. But first, I want to show you kind of a superpower when it comes to prompting any AI engine. But again, today I'm using it in Copilot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a prompt that says, I plan to drive back to Nashville for New Year's. What's the best route and hotels? Okay. I mean, that's a normal thing you would ask, right? Here's the problem. While I told it my goal, I want to go back to Nashville for New Year's, I asked it what route to take, but I didn't tell it where I was coming from. I didn't tell it how long I wanted it to take me to get there. I didn't give it a lot of useful information. And that's what I mean by giving it more context. I've given it the goal, now I need to give it the context. The context in here is, yeah, I'm planning to drive back. Here's the answer. Now it knows where I live. I live in Central Florida. So it's kind of cheating there. But again, once it gets to know you, once you've talked to Copilot and said, hey, this is where I live, it will remember things like that. In this case, it's saying, here's the best route and here's some hotels. But I'm not as young as I used to be. And where I used to plow through a 12, 14, 16-hour drive like this, no problem, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to take this over 3 days, remap with that in mind, and give me good senior friendly hotels along the way. So what I've told it now is just, okay, you've told me how to jump straight up there. Now what I'm saying is I want this to take 3 days. I'm going to take 3 days to drive up there. So now what it's saying is, here's my 3-day route. There's a 6-hour drive that first day, 4.5 the second, and then the last 2 hours. Right? And by the way, if you've never stayed in Chattanooga at the Chattanooga Choo Choo, you should. It's a good time. They have an indoor pool there that's massive. But now it's given me this breakdown of, hey, here's a good manageable drive. You can always drive the furthest on your first day. And the last day, you want to get there with some energy left in you. So I like the way this is broken down. Now, this will show some good senior-friendly hotels. I can also get it broken down further and say, hey, what is around? In this case, it's just giving me Winter Haven and Nashville. So I'm going to need something in Chattanooga, and that's where I might say, tell me about staying at the Chattanooga Choo Choo. Well, now it's going to get interesting. So here we go. I have stayed there a lot. I used to stay there when I was a little kid. That's my mother couldn't afford much when we were little, but once a year she found a way to bring me and my brothers up, and we stayed at the Chattanooga Choo Choo. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, that indoor pool rocked, especially for a little kid. Wonderful, wonderful news on it. Memorable, nostalgic stopover on your 3-day drive. Would you like me to recommend some attractions in Chattanooga? So the older I get, the less inclined I am to do things like going into the caves and stuff like that they have around Chattanooga. But man, it's really worth seeing Mont Eagle Mountain and the Incline Railway. That's the one that goes up to Rock City and places like that. It's worth seeing if you've never been in that part of Tennessee before. But as you see, this was really simple, really easy. Now, could you do this on Google? Sure. but you're not going to get this kind of answer, and you're not going to get it sculpted out the way you want it to be. It'll tell you go from here to there, and here's every hotel that's in between those two. I want something that's really catered to me. So this is a great way to use it. Now there are some other things over here, like this is just me asking questions. There's Discover. Discover is, hey, what's going on? Here's some stories that are in the news. So in this case, there might be something of real interest in here, or you can ask it, hey, I'm really interested in history. I'm really interested in politics. I'm really interested in traveling to Italy. You can ask it those things and it'll bring up information for you. Under Imagine, this is where you can build graphics and images. You can use these for yourself. You can use them on your websites. Anything that you create here is yours to use. You don't have to worry about commercial licenses, anything like that. And in this case, if you see something cute on here, and there are lots of cute ones on here, but I am a big Halloween fan. So if I click on this one with the Halloween, it actually tells me the prompt that it used to create this. Now, if I wanted to, I could copy the prompt. I could just download this image as it is. But what I want to do is I want to tell it, I love this, but Christmas is coming up. So let's give him a Santa hat, some snow, and a Christmas tree. Now, once I've done that, I'm just saying use this image, but make these changes to it. It'll take a couple of minutes to generate this image. So as you see, what it's saying is, hey, I'm adding some holiday cheer to our glowing ghost. That's a lot of fun. Now, this is going to take a minute or two to generate. So rather than make you sit here and wait for that to happen, I'm going to cut the video to when this starts back up. So stand by. Still working on it, but it's getting close and you can see where it's going. So let's give it just another moment here to finish. This whole thing has taken less than 2 minutes. I wish it was faster, but at the same time, it's kind of generating it out of nothing. So hard to be upset about it. The way you know it's done is that little square that was showing down here where there's now a microphone button. When that square goes away, that means it's done with what it's doing. And so there's our different one. There was our original. Here's our new one, ready to use. Your festive ghost is ready now, glowing with holiday cheer. It's got a cozy Santa hat, twinkling snowflakes, and a beautifully decorated Christmas tree to complete the scene. If you'd like even more seasonal magic, maybe some presents, candy canes, or snowy village in the background, I'd be glad to help. And if I want to, I can then message Copilot again. Or I can download this. I click on that, it downloads that graphic, and now I can upload it to Facebook or Instagram or whatever your use of it is. You can turn it into a Christmas card, especially if you've got kids like my daughter who love both Halloween and Christmas. This would be a perfect Christmas present for her, or a Christmas card, I should say. In fact, I may do that. That's Imagine. Then you come to Library. The library are the things that you've done. So in this case, I've saved this image, or I've created this image, so it's part of it. If I save any pages over here, if I use, let's say, this trip to Nashville, I can save this in a page. That edit in a page. When I click on that, it's going to pull in this case, the last thing I put in there, which was the Chattanooga choo-choo stuff. You'll notice that it also gives me a lot of links to those things. Copilot's very good about proving its work. So when you ask it a question, it's going to give you references that say, here's where I got that data. So if I do want to dive into it, in this case, I want to go to the Chattanooga Choo-Choo's website, I sure can. Pretty cool. So anyway, once I've saved a page like this, I can add to it. I can come over here and click into Copilot and ask it to add more information in there. That's fine. But when I come over here, let me click back on this, and I go into library. Now under pages is that page about the Chattanooga Choo Choo. So if I'm putting together an itinerary and I'm planning on, taking my kids, over to the coast and spending a weekend, and I put everything together in Copilot, I can save all that information off as a page, and now I have it at easy reference. And the Copilot I have here will be the same Copilot I have available on my phone. So if I put a lot of information in here, I don't have to worry about emailing it to myself or copying it or any of that stuff. I just log into Copilot using my phone. Copilot has an app, or if you log in through your phone's web browser, go to copilot.microsoft.com, log in the same way you did here. All of this information is waiting for you. It's so easy to find, it's so easy to use. So the library is where that lives. The labs discover experimental AI initiatives. So these are things that Microsoft Copilot is working on and is making available to you. This one, Miko, is an interesting little way to talk to Copilot. So if you're old enough like I am to remember Clippy, the little paper clip that was Microsoft's companion in the early days of Office, Miko's kind of the modern version of that. Lots of neat things that this can do. I highly recommend you go through these. I'll probably do another video that goes deeper into Copilot, but this one's already getting really long, and I wanted this to be a good overview for you. So I'm going to kind of leave it here, but I want you to understand and grasp what you can do with this. And it really is your companion for any of these things that I've mentioned. If you need a fast recipe, you can do it here. You can take a picture of a bunch of ingredients in your refrigerator, upload it to Copilot and say, hey, Copilot, what can I make with this? It'll give you great answers. It's really a lot of fun to play with. Highly recommend you do it. Give it a try right now and just ask it a question. Hey, what can you do for me? And you'd be surprised what it'll come up with. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you found this information around Copilot Chat useful. Again, strongly recommend that you give it a try, but stick around. We're going to do a lot more technology on this channel for us, the over 55 crowd. So I hope you'll join me. Tell your friends about it. Let them know that there's a resource here who's been there, done that. And now I'm trying to help you understand how these modern tools work and how they can work for you. I'm just like you. I want to save time. I want to save energy, and I want to get out and have some fun. Part of the way I do that is by not wasting time on things that I can automate with AI or that I can just build using the technology that's out there. So join me for this, join me for some gaming, join me for some good old-fashioned advice, and I'll see you on the next one.